Okay, we're back. And we're going to go into vaults now. And we're pretty much just going to do the same thing that we did before. And just kind of tab through most of this stuff. Certainly there are some more things in here that could cause us a problem, but probably not. Probably we're just going to be able to have an easy time for the first 4 floors. Well, this could cause us a problem. Uh-oh. Thought we could just swing on this and kill it. Flay is quite obnoxious if you're not immune to it. But he is not resistant to lightning, so we're just gonna... Okay, there. Got our hit points back. Apparently the Flayed Ghost was the only thing that was even hurting us. Alright, polearms mastered. Sadly, we didn't get as much juice out of this manual as we would have liked, but I'll take it. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Certainly we want to train fighting and dodging more. I guess this will be fine for now. We still don't have enough enchant weapon to make the demon trident worth it. So really we're just going to clear this out with our vampiric glaive, which is still a very good weapon. And this massive pile of slaying. We'll reach across to kill the sorcerer, so we don't have to worry about paralysis. And we'll pretty much just keep tabbing this stuff, as long as we're mostly fighting living things, you know. Vampiric brand will pretty much see us through to the end. Probably won't even go into the whole shield anti-magic plan. I think that as long as we can have at least 1 pip of fire resistance, we'll be just fine. Even in Zot, even versus Orbs of Fire, I mean, we have an effectively infinite supply of might. And if you're mighted and you're hasted, I mean, come on, what more could you really ask for? Even with a glaive, that's enough to kill Orbs of Fire. Plus, you know, I'm actually kind of curious. I got to thinking about this Kriya's Mail Coat and the Potion Heal ×2. I wonder if that applies to Gozag. Gozag potions from Potion Petition? See, I think it should. But does it? I don't know. I got next to those. I think that if you go next to them, yeah, they unwield the Arbalest, which is nice. A little bit less damage. Without a shield especially, Yaktars can be a bit of a pain. They will do a good amount of damage. Unfortunately, these guys, the Sentinels, absolutely are able to mark us. But I don't care. Not on this floor. Not until V5. Not with the overall setup I have here. Really, we're just kind of doing this by the numbers. And again, it's not necessary. I have my three runes, so you might be thinking, well, gee, why am I even bothering with vaults? I want the experience, I want the loot. You know, in my opinion, if you have a character and you can relatively easily do, if you can relatively easily take out vaults, why wouldn't you? I mean, there's a giant pile of loot at the bottom. What's hurting you, unless you're just trying to go for time or turn count speedrun type stuff. If you're really concerned about score or something, I personally don't play for score, but score is influenced by things like turn count. Primarily score is a formula with turn count and how many runes. More runes, of course, is better, and less turn count is better. Oh man, boggarts are a really annoying enemy to fight. That shadow creatures is fairly annoying in certain areas, especially vaults and depths. But I mean, as you can see, once a character hits its stride like this, it's pretty hard to make a mistake that makes you die. Unless you're just being incredibly careless, in my opinion. Like right here, I'm keeping an eye on the fact that there's a demonologist, because he could easily start, you know, summoning things that can torment me. And of course, it becomes easy to die again in, say, Extended, once you start dealing with a lot of hellfire and stuff. But there's this kind of sweet spot, in my opinion, between, like... Generally, for most characters, I would say it happens around the time you have 2 runes. Like, if you've finished out the 2 layer branches, it's around that time that, you know, it's pretty hard for you to just get killed. Barring certain situations. I mean, I suppose right here I could have been paralyzed by that ogre, in theory. But that's why I'm wearing so much MR. Actually, I'm not wearing my MR. Whoops. But still, with 200 hit points, 29 AC, I mean, it'll go faster than you think if you start making some real mistakes. But it's enough wiggle room that as long as you're taking some amount of caution, you're probably not going to die outright. This is pretty cool with the 3 pips of oh man. Yeah, with 3 pips of negative resistance, we just don't care too much about getting drained. Really nice pair of gloves we have here that gives us that. It is still a little concerning that we don't have fire resistance. I mean, but we do have the ring we can swap on if we badly need it. So it's not that bad. If I had more enchant armor, actually I have a pretty good amount. That's 3, 4, 5. I might consider swapping off the Kriya's armor and instead wearing like a FDA, perhaps. Getting some cold resist from, oh, the hat, I guess, once I have a little better MR. It's an option. Oh man. Oh, that's not good. Let's see how much a potion of healing heals us. Not very much. Well, no, that was 20 and we got hit. Let's swing. 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 We'll heal again. Yeah, look at that. Okay, there we go. So we take a potion of healing, and what we actually get healed is like 60 points. That's ludicrous. And this is good. There's actually a message when you get the healing bonus from the coat. So as soon as we do our first, potion petition, which oddly enough we haven't done any yet, we'll know whether or not Kriya's coat is actually enhancing it. I do think it should, but who knows how it's actually programmed. And I'm not prepared to look that up right now. You could, though. Open source game. That's one of the benefits. If you're willing to put the time in, you can look up whatever you want. This is annoying. I'll put on protection from magic. I may just leave it on, honestly. Yeah, I'm gonna drop this Ring of Slaying. Just because I can tell I'm playing a little bit fast. And if I keep that Ring of Protection from Magic on, even if I miss a situation where I need to have it on, you know, I probably won't have an issue. Like if there was like a Vampire Knight and I just didn't notice, well, that would be pretty bad for me if I didn't put that ring on, because then I could get paralyzed. This way, it's less likely. Very, very unlikely. Oh, hey. Tabbing too much. We've got our Cursed Skull here. And he's able to torment us, which even with 3 pips of negative resistance is not fun. How do we want to kill this? I don't want to fight it at all next to all these Boggarts. And I have so many Scrolls of Teleportation, so I think we're going to start by teleporting. Take out the Boggarts. They're so easy to kill if they're next to you, but they can cast invisibility and they can blink around, and it's very easy to, you know. And here we go. Alright, this is a little better. Unfortunately, he is pretty resistant to fire. We're going to do this anyway. He'll take a little damage, perhaps. And we'll just swing. Oh, man. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it only takes a couple hits. Cursed Skulls are, you know, they're scary, but, you know. Pretty easy to kill. There's some FDA. Not really worth spending 2,200 gold for that when presumably we're going to run into that eventually. Although we do have quite a lot of gold. And we're just kind of tabbing through this, of course, keeping a really close eye on things so that if anything shows up that's an actual problem, we'll stop and reevaluate. I think I've demonstrated pretty well just how strong a Merfolk Gladiator can get. It doesn't really have, in my opinion, it doesn't really have like an awkward part. It can have like a part where it's not as strong as it's going to get. I'm not gonna risk this. I'll just fear. I have so many scrolls. Good God. I'll fear, and then I'll I should be able to swing this stuff to death. Probably. Yeah. Get hit points back every time I swing, or almost every time. We go back here because we, I mean, it's kind of like a kill hole, hallway type thing. Fight one thing at once, you know, the usual. But yeah, I mean, at the beginning, I guess your defenses aren't great as a Merfolk, but name me the race that has great defenses from the start. I mean, other than, like, Gargoyle automatically getting AC as it levels up, and Draconians, I suppose. You just really... You know, you're going to have a slight awkward part at the very beginning. And I guess if you're particularly uncomfortable being EV heavy at the beginning of the game, you might have a problem, but eventually, I'm not saying you're going to find some +7 or +8 body armor like I did, but eventually you're probably going to find, at least you're going to find enough enchant armor to get to that point, or close to it, you know. You're more or less guaranteed to find a variety of dragon armors at the very least. And that's good AC, even base. I probably wouldn't wear plate on a Merfolk, but you could. You know. Personally, I think the dodge apt makes you really want to stick to, like... Well, let's see, what... Plate is 18 encumbrance. I don't know, I'd probably want to stick to, like, 15 or below. So, like, Storm Dragon armor or below. This is a little tough. No fire resistance means that these red ugly things and very ugly things, of course, get a pretty good hit on us if the fire goes through. I think when I did my Octopode, I did the old vaults 1 through 4, and then I sort of split it up. I didn't go straight into vaults 5. That's not what we're doing here, and the reason is we're just so strong and so defensive. The only thing we lack are resistances, and we can get those from potions. So, you know, we're just not afraid. Certainly, we do need to be kind of careful. Vaults 5 is never a hold tab situation, or at least it shouldn't be. Anything where you've got to deal with elves has a chance of going badly. Let's pull this stuff up. Always want to be careful, no matter how strong you are, around entropy weavers, because they can just corrode you and corrode you and corrode you. We'll drop this, we'll drop that. Looks like we have a little inventory management to do here. I think I'm going to drop the Amulet of Rage. If I really need to do it that badly, I'll just drink a potion or use, I'll use Potion Petition. But I have so much haste and might that I don't see myself needing to rage regularly. So if I can get something that's essentially better. Tabbing through all this stuff. I'll go ahead and use Lamp of Fire here. That's what I was hoping for. Hopefully it kills the Sorcerer. There we go. Really don't like fighting Demonologists. Really don't like fighting Sorcerers. I mean, it's only a matter of time until they spam their most deadly attack on you, just over and over and over. Nothing in the RNG prevents them from just using whatever it is you don't want them to use on you just 16 times in a row. And you just have to be aware that that can happen. I think we have, what is this, 6 now? 3, 4, 5, 6 enchant armors. As much as I like getting 60 hit point heals from the Kriya coat, well, I kind of would rather have FDA on. But maybe not, especially if the Kriya coat heals us more with Potion Petition, that's... If it does, it's almost like you couldn't ask for a better armor for a Gozag Worshipper. Because when you Potion Petition, you get multiple potions. You can get more than one healing. If you got... I forget if there can be duplicates, but I think there can be. And so, if you get, like... What's going on here? I just can't... I can't hit this Vault Warden. Okay, there we go. Quite a lot here. I'm gonna fear this stuff. Jeez, I'm certainly not wanting for scrolls here. Oh, here's a cool thing about Gozag. Enemies get distracted, and you can use it while fighting to keep them from attacking you, but also you can just sort of walk away from stuff that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. It gets distracted, and even if it's hasted, or far faster than you, you know, if it stays distracted for just a few turns, that's, you've made your getaway. But yeah, with the Potion Petition, if you were to land 2 healing potions, I do think there can be duplicates in the same stack. So if you get 2 healing potions at the same time, that's like, what, 120 hit points? Yeah, effectively it's like the old, it's almost like the old elixir cards that heal you super, super fast to full hit points. Burning through our food relatively quickly. I'm not sure why that's happening, but I guess I'm just spending a lot of turns doing things. It's not like we're casting spells and dealing with spell hunger or anything. Little treasure vault full of gold. Always good thing to see on Gozag. Some more gold. I mean, wow, we have almost 1,300. That's insane. Or 13,000 rather. So we don't feel bad at all knowing that we're going to bribe as soon as we get to Vaults 5. And I'll just show you how amazingly good this is. If you haven't played Gozag, this is a good reason to. If you're the kind of person who has a really hard time on Vaults 5, or if you've never done it before, because you splat on it or whatever, if you want to have an exceptionally easy time, well, let me just show you. I'm going down. Let's see, hold on. I'll wear the Ring of Protection from Fire, and I'll just remember to swap if I see anything. Okay, so we go down. So I could prep for all this, but until I see a Vault Warden, I think I'm just going to kind of duke it out and lure things up. Because I can tab through 5 of these guys at the same time. And the cool thing is, I kill these guys, and it says, you can see I have gold aura. That's the distraction aura. If I go down, I still have gold aura. So, don't worry, I am going to bribe. Whoa, hey. Whoa, ho, whoa, whoa. Gotta be careful here. Well, I'm taking a lot of damage. Let's go ahead and bribe. So it says Gozag spreads your bribe to the vaults. I don't think it affects anything that you've already run into. But as soon as I start seeing things again that I haven't run into yet, the fun's gonna start. So let's finish these guys off. Is this Vampiric Battle Axe? I thought I saw an electric one. Oh well. We'll take him out first. And we'll do that. So, first of all, you'll notice I have Bribe active here. Well, let's rest up and go down. And now we see some interesting messages. The Vault Guard stares, turns away, jangling a coin purse. Grins greedily, jangling a coin purse, blah blah blah. They've been bribed. And now we see some of these guys are friendly. Some of them are peaceful, meaning they just won't mess with us directly, or won't try to anyway. And some, of course, are still hostile. So this is, I mean, this gets outrageous because this is so good that you can get orbs of fire on your side if you do this in Zot. So it's like, it's an ability that, as you can imagine, it scales with power, or it scales with the difficulty of the branch. The power of bribe scales up because you're getting even better monsters on your side. You'll notice our bribe is blue now instead of white. I want to say that's like the how much bribe you have left. Oh, what's happening? Did my bribe run out? It didn't. Suddenly all the stuff around me either went hostile or I wasn't paying attention or something. Well, that sucks. Okay, that's fine. We'll just burn that stuff. Oh wow, he can paralyze still. I didn't think he had enough. Yeah, we could die here. Let's make a Phantom Mirror on this guy. Yeah. So if we get paralyzed, that thing will at least be swinging and taking out our enemies. There we go. Pretty good stuff. But the bribe is technically still active. Here we go. Okay, we got some elves on our side now. And bribes last a really long time. Look at these guys just fighting amongst themselves. Like, I got the Sphinx on my side, I got the Stone Giant on my side. They killed a Demonologist for me, which is great. Demonologists are not fun to fight. Got a gold dragon here, but I've got, like, just an army behind me helping me out, you know? And the coolest thing about it is I can go into an unexplored place and suddenly I have allies there, you know? This is a little scary. We've got an elf here and quite a lot of bad guys. Oh man, and there's a flayed ghost? Not so sure about all that. I'm going to consider backing out. But I mean, as you can see, this is ludicrous, really, what I'm able to do here. I mean, I'm just kind of going through Vaults 5 without a care in the world, and all I paid for it was 3,000 gold. Although, you'll see that the bribe has run out, but we more or less cleared, not the whole floor, but, I mean, how much more do you want? We cleared like 3/4 of it. Jeez. Let's see if we can catch him in a fire. Okay, good. Now we won't get flayed. Oh, this one is indifferent. Got some priest here, so I've got to watch out for that hellfire or damnation, whichever you'd like to call it. But it looks like we've got the rune here. It is possible to bribe again if I felt like it. I could, in fact. Oh, we're marked. Let's finish out this stuff. Oh man, another priest. This is okay. He probably won't damnation us with people beside me. With that said, let's just sort of slowly make it towards the exit. You noticed our stats aren't really anything to write home about. 15, 9, 15, but we're still doing quite well. But I don't see any wardens around to block our path. Well, there's that one, but as long as there are no wardens around, you can totally stair dance. Doesn't really matter too much if you get marked or not when you're this powerful. Just let things come to you. Okay, this is interesting. We've got a sorcerer. He could banish us, which is not something we want. Let's do a sack of spiders. And we lose it, unfortunately. And we'll order the spiders to take out the sorcerer. Oh, maybe there's a little bit to this floor left. Let's go up. Maybe we're getting a little bit cocky just fighting while marked on Vaults 5. Even if we have cleared out a significant portion of it. It's not so good if you lure everything on the floor to here and you don't have like shatter or something to just kill stuff. Let's do this. Lightning rod. And then we'll go up and we'll take this guy out. Of course, I mean, really, teleporting is always an option. We're not getting malmutated by the cacodemon yet, but I'm going to go up anyway. And I'm going to rest. These guys sure are marking me a lot, but that's what happens when you only have 2 pips of MR. In fact, I probably should have more around the Lich. Okay, we tried to go up twice. We failed the first time because of Constrict, but eventually succeeded. It's going to be hilarious if I go through this whole game and don't use Potion Petition. I assure you that was not my intention, but if it happens, it'll be funny. Sort of goes to show how strong Gozag is if I didn't even have to use his probably most important ability. I'm going to kill this indifferent Death Mage, even though I don't have to. Free experience, and he counts as an enemy, so you can't rest when he's nearby. Not sure where that big Lich got to, the Ancient Lich. But we have the rune now. Probably should have swapped on my my armor, magic protection. In fact, I'm going to swap that on now, and we'll just risk fire for a little while. Anything else we want to drop? Let's see. Looks like we got a scroll, and I'm fairly certain, yeah, I was pretty sure that was going to be a acquirement. I mean, let's just go gold. 940 gold pieces. Certainly not going to hurt us to have more gold. Chances are good that if you have an acquirement scroll and you're worshipping Gozag, gold is the right choice. Okay, I'm gonna drop this book. In fact, I'm just gonna tell this to stop picking up books entirely. Got the Phantom Mirror. We got the Sword of Power here, which increases in bonus with the amount of hit points you have. It goes to plus 27 maximum, but goes down if you're injured, and also will not be 27 unless you have like some crazy amount of hit points, like 300, I think. Just for fun, we'll see what it is. Actually, no, we won't, because we have to equip it, and it's vampiric is what we're wearing. I'm going to tell this to stop picking up enchant armor. Let's see, what else can we divest ourselves of? Don't really need Scrolls of Torment. This is good enough for now. Alright, clearing out the rest of the floor. Not much left now. And we'll clear out solitary and different things just to make the floor a little more empty. Artifact gloves here. Let's identify that. Don't think we need that. Scroll of Identify on this ring. It's awful. Teleport. No thank you. We'll drop this Manual of Slings that we've so rudely picked up. I don't think we'll be training slings anytime soon. This is an interesting ring. A very good ring. An insanely good ring, actually. We can drop our Ring of Protection from magic, because now we have one that gives slaying and pro magic. And a lot of other things, which are of marginal use. Huh, okay. Yeah, I'll take that. That's solid. In fact... tempted to wear this cold resist helmet with that on. Okay, we have some scrolls to buy. Good stuff, good stuff. And like that, we're done exploring Vaults 5. Take a little look at the loot that we have here. We may as well check out the body armor. If the level would be kind enough to stop spawning things on us. And it was nothing of value. Looks like we've pretty much cleared this out. And gotten everything that was even remotely good. So here we are with 4 runes. And that's probably going to be all the runes we get. It's a pretty standard game. 3 to 5 runes is considered standard. Everything else is mostly bragging rights. There's no particular reason you would need to go get more unless you just want to get more points or you're in a tournament and you're trying to do it for that purpose. This character, in case you're wondering, could very easily do extended in my opinion. I'd have to hot swap certain resistances for certain areas, but I would be incredibly confident. I'd probably focus more on getting that anti-magic demon trident up. Speaking of which, 2 enchant weapons, and it's +2, so we could get it to +4. I'm happy with the glaive, honestly. So that'll be the end of this video. And then next time, depending on how long depths takes, what I'll probably do for the next video is just one straight shot, depths, Zot, and then the Ascension just all in one video. since just because of this is a low rune count win. Well, hopefully it'll be a win. I guess I can't. I suppose I can't guarantee anything, but like with all these scrolls and potions and stuff, if I don't win, then it's totally on me. We'll drop this Scarf of Cloud Immunity. I'm gonna just prep my inventory here for the last part of this game. You know, we're just gonna wear Profire, and that way I can drop this Ring of Slaying. As much as I'd love to have that and the +3 at the same time, this keeps me from having to think about hot swapping anything. Now we have a nice clean like plus. Everything's bonus. This is good. This is amazing. Everything is just, you know, 3 negative and 3 MR. Couldn't ask for better, really. Everything is filled out. No gaps in the defenses at all. And mundane defenses are great. Yeah, I think we're more than ready. Anybody who says you need 2 resistance or 3 resistance for Orbs of Fire they're just wrong. You need 1. Well, you don't need it, but you want at least 1. Other than that, it's just icing on the cake. Okay, well, with that, we will stop the video, and next time, hopefully, you'll see me bribing Zot. In fact, just for speed's sake, I'll tell you what. I have 5 magic mappings, right? Yeah, 5 magic mappings in my inventory, nowhere else on the board, or nowhere else in the game. What we're going to do next time is, if Depths is bribable, we're going to bribe Depths, and we're just going to roll straight down into Zot, and we'll make it a little fun. And I'll just show you really how amazing bribe is. It'll be even better in Zot, I promise. Okay, well, until next time.